All right, welcome to Cobalt Black Gaming. I'm your host Cobalt, and welcome back if you're already a subscriber. And if you're not already a subscriber, maybe think about pressing that button, especially if this is, your second or third time back. It'll tell you when my videos are out, and it would do me a great bit of help. But anyways, today we're coming to one of my favorite survivor likes that has been in early access for quite a bit, the Spell Brigade. So this one is fairly interesting for several reasons. So the way this works is there's a boatload of characters and you're all wizards of some type. Really, the main thing you're selecting with your character is what your signature spell is. And I believe that spell is a little bit better for you if you are using it as your signature. So today we are gonna play a couple of rounds of Spell Brigade and see what we can get, see what we can learn. So the other thing that's really cool is all of these characters have different outfits. Some are locked by progression, some are part of a supporter bundle, and they have their own lore and everything. So I'm going to be playing the King because, I don't know, why would I not be the Wizard King? I love Black Clover, okay? Anyways, there's also meta progression. This is a roguelite. And as you can see, I've played quite a bit. There's probably people who played way more than me, but I've put in my fair share of time. And classic, everything is just unlocked through achievements. There's 3 areas. We're just gonna play in Verdant Meadows. It's a small map, but it's kind of the standard, just, you don't have to pay attention to much. The Frozen Ancients, you slip and slide and things, so that's kind of what's the problem there. And the Pyrestorm Pit, well, you can guess that you're going to get lit on fire. We're just going to be on moderate difficulty right now. And the Covenants are different things you can select. So you can pretty much just start and know that you're going into Endless mode, which is really cool. And then there's the Harmony Pack. So something interesting about this one is this survivor-like has friendly fire in it. So you can turn the friendly fire off if you put this pact on when you're playing with other people, or you can leave it on. I actually find it to be very fun, but, not everybody can say that. So we're just going to start. We're going to do a solo run. We don't necessarily need people. But as with most things, this game is more fun with friends. So my signature spell is Magic Missile. We're going to increase its damage. This is an auto-cast and auto-aim kind of game. Most of your spells actually won't have to be aimed. A lot of them are AoE. And even if they aren't AoE when they start, they can get something to make them AoE. We're going to go with XP gain. And so, much like many other survivor likes, something you can do in this game is you can evolve your skills. And that comes, it's very much so like Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, where if you level up a skill, I think it's like 4 or 5 times, then you can add something to it. Now in this game, that is always on those like certain echelons of that skill, it's always going to be an element. So you have lightning, fire, ice, and acid. Oh, okay, we're taking that. And those are really cool because not only do those have their own unique mechanics, but you can gain 2 elements per skill. So, or at the very least 2 elements per skill. I don't know what happens in Endless. That was added since the last time I played, and I have not played it myself yet. So when you do that, they kind of, it creates another element that kind of has the properties of both, but is also distinct. So for example, if you have fire and lightning, that creates plasma. Plasma chains like chain lightning, but it adds a dot like fire. However, the plasma dot is separate from the burn dot. So if you also had a different skill with fire, they would both work. I am not a fan of many of these. But I think we're gonna go with Necro Whirl, because Necro Whirl is, at least last time I played, was pretty busted. So normally, like, this would hurt you if you were another player. There are augments for skills that will allow you to say, okay, every time my Necro Whirl hits a friendly, it heals them instead of damages them. So you could actually effectively just make a healing build in this game if you wanted to. I'm not sure how useful that would be, but you can do it. We're gonna go with the legendary because that's the rule. You don't spit in the face of RNGesus. You can't. I can't do it. Then I'll get no good RNG for the rest of the day. And you might say, "Oh, you probably have streamer luck." I do not. The cool part also about this game is there are many side quests, I guess, to do while you are playing. So like right now I have to crush the statues, so I have to find all of these stone statues of the little tick dudes and destroy them. And failing it doesn't necessarily hurt you, but succeeding does get you a skill augment, usually, or some other type of bonus. So you really want to get these done. You really want to actually do them as opposed to ignoring them, like I did for probably the first 30 seconds that it was up. I don't know, I'm going to end up looking at this footage later and realize I was just yapping and didn't do anything I was supposed to do. However, there is one thing about this game that some people might find very irritating. There is no dash. So unlike a lot of modern survivor likes where you can dash to get away from bad situations, in this one it's called don't get in the bad situation. It's more relied on clever pathing and things like that, but dashing is not really an option. Which honestly I kind of like, because it forces you to play a different way, right? I'm so used to many of these where it's just like, okay, just max out your dashes and you can pretty much avoid any trouble that's coming to you. This game, you kind of have to kite enemies the proper way in order to keep them at bay, or just kill them. You know, to each their own. And as you can tell, this, out of a lot of the survivor likes, this is a fairly slow-paced one. It's very, I would almost say relaxing, to be honest. It is very just kind of chill, relaxing little survivor like. Even you can even tell by the music in the background, right? It's not intense or anything. It is actually kind of pleasant. Yeah, so this game is not meant to be all crazy like that, but it can get pretty hectic at times. Like, don't let the music fool you. You can get into trouble real easy. Like I'm actually about to, trying to get this objective done. There we go. All right. Yeah, we definitely want to increase Necro Whirl size. So this is what you get when you do your quests. These are both decent. I'm gonna go with the Necro Whirl one. I kind of have wanted to go for Magic Missile. That's why I picked the King, but that's not the upgrades we're getting. So, you know, sometimes you just have to play with the hand you're dealt. Plus, Necro Whirl is a pretty good skill if you increase the size and everything. It can be pretty devastating. You increase the duration, you can start getting like 2 and 3 of them up at a time. Oh, I want that, but I want a level Magic Missile. I need this to get an element. I need it to do something. The enemy design is also kind of interesting in this game. They've added a few new ones since I last played, like those little weasels that burrow. I hate them, but I guess that's kind of, they're your enemies. You're supposed to hate them, right? Or at least, you know, find reason to want them dead. Yeah, I've been playing this ever since it hit early access. It has been a super fun game. It's a good survivor like to play with friends. I feel like with survivor likes these days, it's really a 50-50 on whether they're going to be co-op or not. So it is nice that this one is co-op. I was actually playing with some friends the other day, which is why I decided to do this video. Because I got on and realized so much had happened in this game since I last played it. And it really is a super fun little survivor-like if you are in the market for one that you can play with friends and that is kind of unique. I highly recommend this one. I have to go with the XP gain. I have to. It's investment. Free the trapped spirits by clearing out a patch of goo. Okay. So this map is quite small, which is nice for objectives like these, because I can easily tell where they are. I mean, it does have a little header, you know, a little indicator. You could see that as the objective was off screen, but it is still nice to have that because on the larger maps, there's some pockets where you can get yourself cornered if you walk down the wrong area and things like that, so it is kind of nice to have a smaller one. I mostly do stuff like this when I'm recording for you guys because here's the thing. It is, it's a little bit more difficult to do really well in a game while you're talking the entire time. And I'd rather not have massive dead spaces in these videos where I have to lock in. Because here's the thing, you'd rather I not have massive dead spaces in these videos. Alright, your spell. So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. I can use this to heal. However, we are going to go with this. We are going to have our magic missiles split because I'm a sucker for piercing and splitting of projectiles in any survivors like, not souls like. Speaking of piercing and splitting, we're gonna go with these. These are like little bird projectiles that just kind of fly around doing damage. Super useful. I actually am kind of confused as to why they added this spell because it feels like it's just magic missile with extra flavor. Which is fine, but like, I don't know, could have just been an upgrade to magic missile. I feel like I almost need to go with this because I'm taking a lot of damage, but you don't I guess I'm playing alone. I was gonna say, I don't really need a lot of health. You know, I was playing with my friends, it wasn't an issue, and they had just started out, so I, you know, was kind of carrying, but if I'm alone, it is a little harder to split up the ire of your enemies and keep out of their way, so. Okay, more spell damage on that. I also really like a lot of the skins in this game because the characters already look funky enough, like I really dig the art style that they went with, but the skins are really cool in that they don't change too much, but like this one is a sketch, so he's all grayscale, the supporter pack ones are gold, and then there's usually some kind of cool, you know, one from an achievement with some bit of it glowing or something, and it really adds a nice little touch, you know. I dig in any survivors like where they have skins and things, because they don't always. Alright, we will be able to add elements soon, I believe. Very soon. And then that's kind of when your build starts popping off in this game, is when you start getting your elements. They do a lot of extra things. And we'll see that right now. So, this one splits. I kind of want to do ice with it to slow all of my enemies, and that'll help keep me alive. Acid is really good because what that does is it, at least what it used to do, is it makes it easier for your enemies to take damage. So, that's pretty dope for clearing large hordes and things. However, I'm going to go with the ice, because, again, I'm alone and I'm stressing some defense at the moment. But yeah, especially with that Pierce and that Split, can freeze so many bugs. Or whatever these weird demon creatures are. All I know is I don't like them. The snail with hands is particularly disturbing. Hands and some kind of gaping maw with tentacles? Are those mouth tentacles? I don't know. I don't want to shut my eyes and see that creature, though. That is my only wish after playing this game. That is the stuff of nightmares. Yeah, and I really like how each ability in this game has a character to it who kind of specializes in it. Okay, so what do we got? Ooh, lightning would be pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna do lightning. I'm sorry. Is dark a new element? They add dark... What did I just read? Hold on now. Oh, hold on. This is new for me. Oh, I have to guide the unstable core. You know, and see, this is the problem. I just went to the glowing area and I didn't read anything. I read nothing. It is my fault, but God. You'd think I'd learn. Like, you think at some point of this happening, I'd be like, oh, wait, maybe I should stop and figure this out. Nah, never. Never. I am supposed to have been grabbing these little soccer balls here, these glowy soccer balls, and getting them to the goal. And then they go from yellow to blue. Let's see if we have enough time. Oh, please no. Ow. That was not cool, guys. You can kill those guys. I just have a weak build right now, and I'm paying the price for it. Okay, we need 2 more in 1 minute. I think that's doable, but if I keep getting hordes in positions like this, it's not. I'm taking so much damage trying to get this done. That is the other thing. I've definitely had times in this game where I've just like looked at like positioning and things and been like, I guess I'm not doing that objective. Like, it's just not worth. Which possibly should have been my conclusion here today. However, that's not what I always do. Ether Beam. I like Ether Beam. I gotta go with the better one. I want Aurora Wings, but... healing also isn't that frequent in this game, so that is kind of why you notice I'm not really going for that last one. I feel like I should, though. I've lost this much health about it. I might as well continue. But in my effort to stay not dead, I accidentally kicked the ball the wrong way. And yeah, this might not get done. Because this might just mean the death of me if I do that. We're not trying to die this early. Nothing worse than being like, yeah, I've been playing this game ever since it came out. I have quite a few hours in it, and dying immediately. We're gonna grab that health potion I saw earlier, and yeah, we're just gonna let this quest go. It's unfortunate. Yeah, and this is the consequence of not having dashes, right? Is that I couldn't just kind of like dash through the horde to kick the ball and keep going. So... no bonus skill for me, which is unfortunate. That's actually a lot of power I'm going to miss out on. But it was either miss out on that much power or just be dead. Like, those were the only options. Armor's increased by 10 for every objective you've completed. Your max health is increased by 40 for every health potion collected. The less health you have, the more XP you gain. So that's really cool. And it kind of goes with what's happening, but I'm going to grab this one because I'm going to attempt to find some HP potions and get back to a healthy state where I don't have to run from everything. And like, this is kind of, again, what the 0 dashes does to the game. It puts a little bit extra stress on how you're pathing, how you're leading, like how you're kiting the horde, because that's really the whole thing. I do wish I had dashes for this though, because again, if you don't get powerful enough early enough, these guys at this horde's just gonna hit me, which is unfortunate. Like that. Alright. The nice part too is, like in many of these games, there are exploding enemies, and the exploding enemies do have friendly fire on them, so it is really nice to just kind of set those guys off and walk away. That's why it's really good to have either skills that pierce or skills like Necro Whirl that are come about from the ground, so that you can kind of hit the middle of a horde and just kind of blow them up from within. Oh, okay, this is a good one. I like this one. You just have to run around and grab these mushrooms, which is just a lot of pathing. Oh, giant enemy crab, do not want. Yeah, this ended up going Necro Whirl real hard. It does not bother me, but it was not the way I was intending to go when I started this. That is the nature of roguelikes. And that's why they're fun, let's be honest. You end up doing something you didn't necessarily want to or think you were gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna take the luck. I should upgrade Ether Beam at some point, and some point soon, probably, most likely. But luck is, in pretty much all of these games, luck I find to be very useful. Just basically saying, hey, all of your next abilities are going to be rarer than normal is pretty goated. I can't lie. Although this is killing me. They have dropped no health potions. This is, like, bad. I regret picking that talent. That was such a waste now. Because they aren't dropping anything. I'm not getting anything. And I'm still just, like, running around taking damage. We're gonna go for the Ether Beam. Hey, no damage there. And one of them dropped a health potion. I will take it. Oh, come on. However, we have to kite the horde all the way away from that area so I can get back to it. And hope that they're not directly on it when I get there. We're gonna go for Necro Whirl because we're close to finishing that out. I think what I'm gonna do is go for either Acid or Burn, hopefully. And that way I can start putting these guys down a lot faster. I'm really lacking damage right now, and it shows. It's like if I had enough, I would just go through the horde. You punch a hole and you keep running. When you don't have enough, you just need to figure out clever ways to not get eaten. I don't know, for the Wizard King, this guy's seeming a bit weak. That's all I gotta say. I don't like any of these, but we'll take it. Although one thing I will say with this game, at least for myself, I've noticed I will just kind of autopilot and take whatever the rarest upgrade is sometimes. Which, like, I think I do in a lot of Survivor-likes. I just notice myself doing it in this one a lot more. Where I'm just like, oh, is that blue? Okay. And, like, I don't even think about it. And I think it's because most of the upgrades are just good for your skills. Which kind of leads to, like, I guess my biggest complaint about this game. And it's simply that I find a lot of the, like, direct skill upgrades to be pretty bland. It's all just extra damage, extra cooldown, extra duration. So it's not great. We're gonna go with the dodge one. Not that I'm trying to use that. Hey, I'm finally strong enough to kill the Stampede guys. Although I'm in a really bad spot, and when I get out of here I might die. Yeah, that rock hurt me a lot. That and the lack of health potions dropping is killing me. We'll at least make it to the boss. We might not kill him. That is what I will say, though, and what I like about this game is it's pretty difficult for a survivor-like. I have never hit a point where, like, before at least the third activity on the map that I was just like, oh, I'm super powerful and I just can win. Even when you are super, super strong, you still have to watch yourself, which I find a lot of survivor-likes don't have, right? A lot of them now are just like, yeah, just do it. Okay, dark's a thing. I didn't know that. We're picking that. I don't know what it's gonna do, but the edgelord in me says I have to. And we're picking that because I do want to hit harder. Okay, so now they're all purpley, which is my favorite color, so I'm fine with it. Looks like they're taking a lot of damage. Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, I stayed there too long. I stayed there too long. Okay, we're good. Okay, maybe we're not good. We're just not in immediate danger. Or maybe we are. You know you don't do enough damage when you find yourself getting cornered constantly in this game. Move speed would be super helpful right about now, actually. Okay, don't blow up on me. Thank you. Don't you hit me. Hey, we did it. Kind of. I'm not gonna lie, I am struggling right now. Although that move speed was huge. Like with extra move speed, this feels like a totally different game right now. Hey, can I get upgrades for my skills that aren't upgraded, please? Thank you. Like, it's really cool that I can keep pushing Necro Whirl. I would like to, be able to have anything else that also does damage and has cool extra effects. So, here's the boss. It just kind of follows you around. There's nothing too special about it. Some of them will do things like this. So they do have a bit of mechanics to them, which is more than I can say for a lot of Survivor-like bosses. I don't like that it's Soulfish the Long One. Why are you the long one? Alright, we're gonna double back here. Gotta juke him. That's what the environment reminds me of. The tile set really reminds me of League of Legends, actually. Like early League of Legends. I was trying to think of what the maps looked like to me, and it's exactly that. Hey, give me something cool. Don't shoot me, that's not nice. Armor is increased by your current level. Okay. Luck is increased by 1, and every time you don't use your rerolls when leveling. 10. Less health you have, the more move speed. I kind of want to go with the armor, because that might save my life. I feel like we're good on move speed. It's not amazing, but like, as you see, I can just run away from things at will. I don't even know where the boss is right now. I just kind of saw him and was like, nah, not today. Aurora Wings, we'll go with fire to get some extra damage out there. Get some dots going on. Hey, why are you chasing me, little squid thing? Please don't. Wow. Yeah, the fire and whatever dark lightning BS I have is doing some work. I need this little guy to not hit me, though. I need this little guy to not hit me, though. Oh, I'm doing so... Oh, this is gonna come down to the wire, guys. I might not make it. Which is honestly, that's the thing I just find so funny about this game, is the panic sets in. It is one of those things where the difficulty ramps in a very weird way, where at the beginning, you know, the music's all calm, you're just kind of killing stuff, nothing feels urgent or hard or scary, and you saw me at the end there, I was sweating. Ooh, King of Spades. See, okay, new element, dark. I'm really excited about that, actually. What is this King of Spades outfit look like? Because it looked as though it... Okay, it is distinct. Never mind. I was about to complain, but no, it looks pretty good. That was the Spell Brigade, one of my favorite survivor likes. I hope you guys enjoyed this content, and if you did, a like and a subscribe would be much appreciated. Every little bit helps. I'm really trying to grow the channel right now. And I will see you tomorrow in another video. Peace out.